things that could potentially go wrong sitting on it, like an earthquake. We always like to see that. Now you may not be able to see what it is, but ooh, they saw me. They don't seem to care. Top of the corkscrew. Crawl out here. Okay, we're back here at the bait site. Got about a 2-hour nap. I was shooting for a 3-hour nap, but when the wife was pregnant with Zeb, the first boy, that was 20 years ago. She was 36. We'd been married for 10 years, and I had it in my head I was gonna, save the planet, I guess, and so just never got around to having kids. So the clock was ticking. So we went ahead and decided to have some kids at her age of 36, and I don't think the good Lord wanted women to have kids at 36, in my opinion, because it's hard on them. And the bride's she's got a tough streak in her. I didn't say mean, I said tough. But anyway, long story short, her back was bothering her, so one of my co-workers had a sleep number bed, and we got a sleep number bed, and I can tell you that bed will ruin you. I mean, just ruin you like you can't believe ruin you. So down here, normally I bring an air mattress and sleep on it, but I didn't mess with that this morning. I was in a hurry, so I tried to sleep on one of these little single beds down here. And 2 hours, that was it. And then I kept thinking about, all the work that we got to do here. We need to get out of here before it gets too late. I still got a 3-hour drive home, so we back here. God bless Sleep Number today. But so I did do a little modified protein shake to tell my brain and my body that it is the routine, and I did stretch. So try to stay in them routines. It's good for the brain. But we're going to go ahead and throw this trap up. You've seen some footage of that before. We'll maybe take a couple little breaks and show you some videos of that, but not a whole bunch. And then we've also got to go over here to where, see, there's my alarm going off. That was my alarm to get up. So anyway, we had a schedule now. Over here is where we've got a bear pole and a protein feeder for the deer. We're gonna heavy bait the hell out of that, simply because the deer are coming in here and hitting our corn so hard. And so it's just because he's got a big deer population. That feeder over there spends 30 seconds a day, 15 to 15. So it's not enough corn for all them deer. So we want them deer to literally try to stay away from this trap, give our little piggies, our little hogs, plenty of corn. So we're going to get to it. We're kind of in the shade a little bit. It's not too bad for Central Florida. I will be sweating like Wyatt in church here in a little bit, but kind of excited to get this trap up and see all this come together. Okay, we're about 30 minutes into it. We're not rushing, but it's kind of, we're kind of curious to see how long each time, how much faster we can set this trap up. Learn little tricks along the way. 30 minutes. We got all the legs up. We got the arms up. We have Wyatt, for you that don't know, Wyatt built an attachment for this particular feeder, or this trap, that will hold an on-time feeder. So, ow, sorry, I still can't get used to raising my head in a hog trap, or lowering my head. But anyway, Wyatt built that. Seems to work well. Hangs an on-time feeder for us. So everything's pretty much here now. So at this point, we're going to start grabbing panels and start hitting the impact and building her. One thing I wanted to show you real quick. Let me flip this around. We always like to see that. Now you may not be able to see what it is, but that's hogs rubbing on the big pole. So when you're at a bait site and we see hogs starting to rub on our big pole, we like that. Comfort. They're comfortable here. So good sign. But we're going to be swapping big poles out just because that one's already got everything on it. It's got the painter pole on it. It's got the directional antenna. It's just easier for us just to pop it. We will probably have to dig a new hole, but man, this is Central Florida. It ain't Alabama clay or Georgia clay, so we could dig this with 2 fingers. But so bait sites tore down off to the side. Critical thing here when you're doing this, we got to make sure that we try to keep all this corn that we dumped out of that feeder in the center of the system. We don't want anything out here because it's going to distract them. So the goal here is, it's Friday, get in and out of here today. We're supposed to be back on property Monday night. So hopefully they're going to start, using the trap again tonight, get them conditioned. We'll be here Monday night, Tuesday night, and maybe by Tuesday night, we will have completely identified the group. What we're seeing right now, the group is 19. That's what we have. 19 is the group. But we want to confirm that even more, that it's 19. So that's kind of why we did a rush mission to get down here, take out the solo, and bring the chief trap boat back over here to this side. So I'm sweating like white thinking about going to church. It's not that bad. But anyway, could be worse. Could be snowing. So let's start throwing some panels on it and keep the ball more rolling. Alrighty, we got her up. As you can tell, it's got pretty wet. But again, we can't be out here when they're out here. So the best time to do trap maintenance, installing traps, doing all that is, is when it's hot. I normally don't wear gloves, but I've knocked the bark off of my hands a bunch yesterday, and I got so many band-aids on. I'm trying to keep the band-aids on more than anything. But so everything went pretty smooth. We had to change the camera mount to the other side of the trap. I'm confident that hogs don't like change, but we had to move it. We had some tree limbs that were in the way. Lost about 30 minutes on the process. Wyatt called. He was in Alabama. His exhaust had a pretty significant crack in it. 5.9 Cummins diesel. For you people that aren't diesel people, that's a beautiful diesel engine. But it had a significant exhaust leak, extremely loud, almost like a straight pipe, which he's always wanted to have a straight pipe. But made a few phone calls, found a muffler shop. They slid him in there, and they're gonna patch him up, and then we're just gonna put a whole new pipe on. But just to get him going. So always good when your kids need you and you can help them out. It's 4:30. We need to go ahead and get out of here. So I'm going to grab the camera and just show you a couple things real quick. Zoom in on a couple of little significant factors, if you're putting one of these kind of traps up, and why we did what we did. And then after that, the game plan is we're going to take several bags of corn over here to this, what we call a deer station, which is just strictly that the hogs can't get in there. It's got exclusionary fencing. The deer jump in, they dump out, but we need to bait that heavy to keep these deer out of the trap. Because they're going to come in here and hit this corn. It's Friday night. We should not be back on the property until Monday night. So if everything goes well, the hogs stay consistent with the bait site, even though we got some steel on them now, then we can maybe drop, Monday night or Tuesday night. The feeder's going to push a lot of corn out, but we can't. We got to keep corn in there, and the deer are just killing us right now. So we're going to try to give them a little I don't know, an appetizer over there and a entree. How about that? Fancy words. So let's grab this camera, show you what we're talking about over here. So you're going to see that we had to move the big pole. So the big pole's up here now. All right. Now that is a directional antenna. It was turned this direction, which is not towards the local cell tower. We have an app on our phone that tells us where the local cell tower's at. But I know it's that direction from other live videos on this property. So I dialed it that way, and we got a much better rating. The cameras give you what they call an SQ. So the SQ rating kind of tells you if you're cooking with diesel or not. We weren't this way, we are that way. So very pleased with that. You're going to see a lot of corn on the ground, way more corn than we would ever put in a trap. You want a sense of urgency with your hogs when they come in. So they all pile in. Let's say our group is 19, which is what we think it is. They all pile in. But if you got that much corn on the ground, you're going to have 3 or 4 that are going to be over there going, well, what's the hurry? There's 45 bushels over there. But we are laying it on heavy due to the deer, due to the fact that we're not coming back until probably Monday night. 19 hogs can put down a lot of corn. The feeder's dialed up pretty good. We could dial it more, but it's dialed up, I think, enough So right now, we kind of want to keep them fat and happy, and then hopefully by the time Monday gets here, it's all going to be gone, and then we'll get that sense of urgency that we're looking for. So it's a big mistake for a lot of people to overbait. It just is. But, you know, in order to trap the group, you got to have that sense of urgency. We got to get our asses in there. The food's going to be gone. So safety pins are in right now. We're going to pull all 3 safety pins. Tested the gate. Everything's good. Pulleys are good. Everything's, I mean, just perfect. Trap goes together smooth. We're getting faster and faster with it. Definitely would recommend a ladder. A ladder helps. Just to check pulleys and make sure cables are in pulleys. Impact, definitely an impact. And level ground makes a big difference. It was a lot easier setting it up here than it was over on the prairie. But overall, it's not difficult. Just a little bit different than a Jaeger Pro. So we're going to run back to camp, grab some corn, and shuffle some trailers around, and then basically evacuate this area here, because we definitely need to you know, get out of here, because I promise you in a couple hours, you know, these hogs are going to be coming back. So as you can see, I'm sweating like white in church 4 times over, but better than snow. You ain't gonna believe this. I just come back here to camp. There's a little fawn right behind the tractor. Look at him. Ain't that something? The boys saw him the other day. Stomping that foot. Man, oh man, that's some good stuff right there. Hey, buddy. Turning them ears. Hey, where's your mama at? She ain't far. Well, I don't want to interrupt his, I guess it's his supper. I ain't gonna go back to eating now. There's a lot of deer here. Too many, but neat when you can see them like that. Good advertisement for John Deere. Where's he going? There he goes. So, about 200 yards that direction is the where the trap's at. So we came over here to this deer station, as I call it. And basically, it's a protein feeder, and then you'll see our big bear pole running our on-time feeder. So I threw 4 bags of corn in there. That feeder spends 30 seconds a day. I think it's 7 and 4 is what he spends them at. But again, so many deer. So what we're trying to do basically is just keep these deer happy. Keep them over here, stay off our corn over there, tactics. And then we should be able to be cooking with diesel. So we fixing to head out to the prairie. We've got to go drop this little bitty trailer off and go back and pick up the mini hog and just clear this area out. Get out there in the prairie. And I was going to change shirts and pants, but about another 30, 45 minutes I'm going to be done. And then we're going to shower and head back to God's country. So hang on. All right, we're back here at the bait site. So it's hard to believe, but it's 6 o'clock in the evening. And this is where we started this morning, 12 hours ago, sneaking up on this trap. So been a long day. But didn't kind of bore you with setting up the bait site. Pretty much, you know, no biggie. Got the camera up, Jaeger Pro Ice camera, 3-leg on-time fader. I'm gonna get up on this ladder and hopefully won't fall. Kind of, give you guys a little bird's eye view of the prairie. Kind of pretty cool. There's some ducks over there. They've been watching me. Got the feeder up. Big pole up. So you might kind of wonder, like, what are we doing? Well, basically, I mean, we're just flip-flopping. That's it. We know this is a problem area. We got hogs over there. Bring the bait site back, switch them back and forth. So let's see if I can ease over here and zoom in on these ducks. They don't run on us. They've just been here it took me about an hour to set this thing up. Oop, they saw me. They don't seem to care. That's pretty cool. Hey fellas. You know there's a big pile of corn over here. I know y'all into that maybe, I don't know. Alright. Well, we're gonna load that ladder up, head back to camp, take a shower, load up, and if we're lucky we might be home by 9 tonight. So we'll get back to you. Okay, we're back here at camp. Just got everything put away. Haven't taken a shower yet. But I want to come down here and show you this, the mother of all sinks. This is the Tarzan and Jane sink. Go over there and let you look. It is something else. And yes, occasionally we do get hogs in it. It's right next to camp, crystal clear water. Got an aerator running over here. We've trapped this property for years. We don't ever seem to have time to jump in there. Just always busy and wanting to get back on the road. But it's, man, it's good swimming, according to the owner. But anyway, might be a little too cold for me. Might be like snow. Oh, and this would be considered an ecosystem, according to what I know. So, yeah, crystal clear water. Let's just step over here real quick, give you a little bit better look. So it's pretty cool. The owner, years and years ago, when he was a young boy, he's probably in his 60s now, it was a hunting lease, and he used to swim in this, and he saved up his pennies and came back and bought it. So not everybody can live out their childhood like that. So we're going to do whatever we can to protect it. Absolutely beautiful. Hopefully this new camera is really giving you the idea. Now, I don't know how old that rope is. It'd be kind of neat to know how many young boys and girls swung on that thing. Alright, we out. Well, it's almost 10 o'clock at night, about 30 minutes from the house. So God threw us a bone, gave me a little Bob Sager. So I needed that. I feel like 16 hairy ninja monkeys beat on me pretty hard. The humidity down there today was 90%, and the temperature was in the high 90s. It kind of sucked the life out of me. Man, I just been hydrating. I did drink one of these drinks. Can't really see it, but it's the one we did a video on the other day where Zebby said I was rigid. But this one here was liquidy, and it was rather tasty. But the depressing part is, got the cameras, 57 cameras coming in. The hogs are actually at the bait site. So we moved the trap from the trap to the bait site because they were coming to the bait site. they're actually at the bait site right now, the whole group, which is really hard. It's right, right there at the prairie, lower angles. It just sucks. It's just like, God dang it. It's risky running bait sites. If they're close to a trap, they'll bounce back and forth. So they'll go back to the trap at some point. But we caught them on a camera at another water sink around 5:30, 6 o'clock, which is when I was setting the bait site back up. So it's hog trapping. I mean, we could show you the gates dropping and all that, crazy perfect stuff, but this is the reality. I mean, I don't know. This is real. I'm not sure if that's what people want to see, but it's the strategy and the tactics. I know that they will work their way back to what used to be the bait site, which is now the trap. They've been going there for a week, but they're just roaming, and they locked onto a food source and a major water source. My landowner's not mad. He understands. I mean, he knew I was out there working today in that heat, and so anyway, be anxious to get home, eat my big ass salad. I haven't really eaten much today, just ate some yogurts and some bars and this keto drink that turned out to be like it should, not liquid or thick. But anyway, we gonna get back to Bob Sager. We'll get back there to the shop. We're gonna wrap this up. And anyway, okay, we're back in the shop. Got the truck put away, all of our gear put up, full tank of gas. We're ready to go somewhere. My bride's got a big ass salad waiting for me up there. It's 10:45. Left here at 3 o'clock this morning. This is hog trapping. This is the real deal. It's not just a gate dropping. It's all this other stuff that make it work. And is it a job? Sometimes it feels like a job. But today was a good day. I mean, it was hot, but I felt alive inside. I didn't see another human being all day. I mean, I honestly didn't see another human being until I just walked in the house, and so almost 24 hours. And that's not to say that I don't like human beings. That's not it. It's just that a lot of us out there want to see good people. We want to be in contact with good people, and people that got a good heart and a good soul, and people that don't get caught up in a bunch of junk. The beauty of being on a property like that for 12 hours is just to be in contact with nature. And nature's not for everybody, but man, to hang out with them ducks and that young fawn, and I mean, it's just all of that. To feel that, to be a part of that, so I hope you enjoyed the video today, to kind of get more insight to the depth of what it means to trap hogs, at least at this level. And frustrating that they're back at the bait site, but that's trapping hogs. And I could show you the picture perfect day, but I'm not going to, because it's not picture perfect. It happens. It's part of it. They'll come back around to the trap, what used to be the bait site. They'll come back around to it. I hate it they're out in the prairie. I hate it for the ducks. You may think that's funny, but I really do hate it for the ducks. Because there's a level of harmony in nature. Mankind has kind of jacked that up a time or two, and then the hogs just jack it up even more. So I'm going to close up on that. No super deep thoughts tonight. I'm tired. I think we're going to head to Alabama in the morning and watch Wyatt play a ball game. But anyway, so with that being said, y'all have a good night, and we appreciate your support. Yeah. twig up there, a little tree growing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a view. I did a so Marie's all the way up at the top. I can't see her anymore, so she's anchoring up there. And then once my rope is secure, then I'll start to climb up this section here. Way over there. You can hear them talking. The sun's starting to come up. So you can see our backpack down there, my shoes down there. As I come up through here, I'm actually cleaning the gear. So there are anchor points. The difficult part is Marie can't see me. She keeps tension on the rope. So if I slip, she's the one holding me. So I gotta go around this little ledge. Work all the way up. Anyway, we're at about 5,000 elevation, so for South Georgia, 216 feet at the house. Alright, so we're up on top of this little, what do you call this thing, a ledge?
Chimney, yeah.
This is our little ledge. You can, when I'm shooting the camera down there, you can see. So we got a little room up here to work, and now we're going to work up chimney.
No, that's the prow.
Prow. And then we get up there and there's another little ledge, and then a diving board. Then what happens?
And the corkscrew, up to the summit.
Corkscrew. So clearly that's a terminology that really probably should change from just like happy screw or something. I don't know. Just the whole word screws doesn't sound good to me. But anyway, so we'll keep going. Pretty cool to look at all the different layers of the rock. Like the river rock that's actually embedded in here. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. Marie went all the way to the top, so she's anchored up there, and then she'll belay me from this big ledge up there. So once she gets back down to the ledge, right now I'm anchored in right here, as you can see. And I'll take this off once she has me on belay, and then I'll follow that route up through there. I'll clear that gear as I go up, and then we'll get up there. So, pretty shirt on. Beautiful day. The sun's coming up, so we had to hit it early this morning before the sun got on the rocks. It gets too hot to put your hands on it. So, anyway, step over here a little bit. Colorado River that way, which we will be seeing the Colorado River once I get up on top of the corkscrew. So we'll crawl out here. There's a little campground down there, you can see. We floated that a couple of days ago. Actually, I think we paddled it. I don't think we floated it. We were on a very calm section for Colin, so no white rapids to kind of freak him out a little bit. But we had to hike up here this morning. It was about a 30-minute hike. Our vehicle is way down there. So we got a good workout before daylight. All right. Okay, so came up that on that little ledge over there. I ain't gonna lie, that wasn't too easy. Marie, who ain't right in the freaking head, is literally just, I don't know, she don't know what the hell she's doing over here, but she's just like freaking hanging out. And there's the little pirate walk to the corkscrew, which I don't know about all that. Anyway, like most things, it seems like a good idea at the time. So anyway, there's your view. So to be determined if I make it across that little ledge and go up that corkscrew. But get this far, you got to give it a shot. Worst thing that'll happen is I'll slip and I'll fall and I'll swing around and bang on the corkscrew, and then maybe they'll rename it the Josey screw. All right, so we made it walking across whatever the hell that is, and then there's this thing called the diving board that I just jumped and pushed my belly into. Now we're over here on there's my shadow, and Marie's going to give me instructions on how to get to the top, which should be extremely interesting. You can hear the level of enthusiasm in my voice. There's our backpacks and shoes way down there at the bottom. Go. Stand by. Yeah, see that? That's my hand shaking. Where the hell are you? Oh, there you are. Alright, so there's Marie. Climbed up this section here. Basically, I'm very safe. You can do this at home. But I'm kind of hanging on with one arm up here. I'm going to let you look down. I'm not going to look down. Gotta stay focused. Stay focused on what we're doing here. And we're working our way up there. So I think we almost got it. I ain't gonna lie, it's a little spooky. I'm not sweating like Wyatt in church because it's so dry out here, but I might have tinkled. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but anyway, we'll get back to it. Okay, so we got over that hurdle. That was very interesting, to say the least. It was like a little handhold. I'm not crying. I don't think I'm crying. But I'm going to work my way up there, which all this is pretty easy. There's the view. Way over there, you see all that green crap? That's the Colorado River. And then way down there, in that red vehicle is what we came in. And then you'll see like anchors up there on these little towers. Alright, so we're going to climb to the top. Hang on. Alright, so Marie took a picture of me standing on top of this corkscrew. I don't think I'm going to do a video standing from it. I will do a video sitting on it very comfortably. I'm not going to study exactly what I'm sitting on or things that could potentially go wrong sitting on it, like an earthquake. Did I just say that? That wasn't a good idea, was it? Anyway, so here we are, Moab, Utah. Been climbing with Marie for 10 years. Moab Canyon Tours, God bless them. There you go. If you're going to do this type of climbing, you have to do it with someone you absolutely trust 498%, without a doubt. She is like the safety queen. Can I say that? The safety queen of Moab. I mean, I don't know. We could use her in the hog trapping business for being safe, because sometimes we're not safe. Alright, so enough chit chat. We got to get down. And I am sweating like Wyatt in church now. But it's not a bad sweat. So anyway. Okay. So I'm back down. I think probably the most frightening part, which is hard to see, but when you're at the very top of the corkscrew, basically you end up just stepping off, and theoretically you're rappelling down with Marie holding you. So that's kind of different. I don't know why, it just seemed different. But you can see the rope way up there, so she's going to do a rappel down. We're attached. I'm on one end of the rope, she's on the other, and she comes down. She's going to clean the gear, and then we're going to reboot and keep working our way back down. All right, Marie, I'm ready.